I had no choice in the matter. Abuse or get battered, let loose or get splattered. Man, my black life matters.
All right. Hello, and welcome to the Necessary Unnecessary podcast. I'm your host, Nip Swag, with the host,
Frisco!
Let's go!
Got it.
Episode 23, we in the place to be, 12 Factory, and we talking about Black to the Future. In honor of Black History Month, I'm so tired of talking about our history. Let's talk about our future. Black Future. Black Future Month. We need a Black Future Month, y'all. You feel me? So, Black History Month is already history. What we gonna do about the future? Let's go.
I'm scared.
Yeah?
For real. I'm scared.
It's
Only,
unpredictable.
I'm talking about, like, I think we need to go to another planet, for real. Seriously.
I mean, they've been
Earth-
going, Moon, Mars, and all that stuff.
I was watching this documentary called Life on Our Planet, or Planet of Life, whatever it's called, something like that, on Netflix, right?
Right.
And then it starts back from when it was just animals on this earth, just animals, no humans.
Okay.
And then it shows all, like, the planet's been here for literally something like some billion years, which sounds crazy. Earth has been here for billions of years. And then it just showed over time how there was always these drastic, like, outrageous hurricanes, storms, weather, like, you know, the land breaking apart, earthquakes, all of this just like drastic stuff happening. And we're due for one. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be coming really soon because we haven't had one in like some million years since the dinosaurs, so it's like really time for us to have like something drastic happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about my kids' future.
Right.
And I be like, especially as Black kids.
So I think that Black Future, we've been fighting so hard to have our place in this country when really, I mean, segregation might have worked, but are we really prepared to stand alone on our own? Are Black people really ready prepared to stand on their own?
That's why I'm
Can
scared
we
for our
have
future.
our own Black country? We've had a Black president in this country, but are we able to stand alone on our own and have our own country?
Unless all of the billionaires who are Black come together and decide that they're going to fund it, no. Because that's why white people have all the power, because they fund for them. If we're not funding
Fred
for us...
Hampton said it's the people.
Exactly. So if the people... Right. So, but realistically, yes, the people who have the money to
So
be
it's
able to
going
do
to take
that.
everyday Black people to make this thing.
It's going to take the rich to sit up here and stop being stingy and greedy and come together and be like, you know, we have the power and the money.
Because they got the money from the white people.
So take that money and flip it so now we can get rich all together and boot them out. We have people who got enough money and power to where if they really wanted to band together and have our own shit, we really could do that.
So Africa is not an option.
Nah. Yes, it is. What you mean?
Is it?
Why?
So if we just all went back to Africa right now.
Hell yeah. I got plenty of friends born and raised from
We
Africa
not
who go there.
African though.
They would still
Because
love
I
us.
interact with a lot of Africans and they don't consider we Americans to Africans.
Okay, but they would still treat us with respect. And, they won't treat us about as much respect than anybody else is going to. I mean, what you expect? You want to roll out the damn red carpet?
No, we talking about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm serious though. I mean, I would love to go
I'm
to
full
Africa.
with my African folks
Shit,
when
what's so
they're
great
in
about the
America.
United States
but
is great
when we
compared
go
to
to
the country.
Africa, they view us as Americans.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. And there are some who will identify that we are their brothers and sisters too.
Yeah.
It depends on what African you're talking to, where they're from.
Yeah.
Their upbringing, South, West, it depends.
So I was watching something earlier with Morgan Freeman. He was talking about Black History Month. It was an old interview, but he was like, "Oh yeah, it's Black History Month," and he said, "I don't want a Black History Month.
I want a whole year."
And he was talking to a Jewish person. He said, "Do you have a Jewish History Month?" So the only people with history months are women, Black people, and Indians, Native Americans. Excuse me. So those are the people that they want to stay in history. They want you to know your place. They want to keep you in your history. They want you to be enamored with your history so that you don't think about your future. That's why we here at the Necessary Unnecessary podcast are talking about Black Future. forever, not no month. You know what I mean? What is the black future? You don't like it?
No, I told you how I felt about the black future. For real. I'm scared. We're declining in numbers.
Are we?
Yes, we
Or
are.
are they just telling us we declining?
Oh my God!
Because I know 800 baby mamas right now.
I cannot. We are declining in numbers, bro. Whether we want to believe it or not, we already. That's not.
It's
We're not
so
the
many
majority.
baby mamas out here.
There's
With
so
so
many baby
many
mamas
kids out here. We
Yeah, but
is not
think about-
declining in numbers.
So
I
think about the ones
promise you.
being born, and then the ones that we lose every second, every day.
Yeah.
Every day, to all different ways, every day. So those ones being born, I don't even think they catching up to the ones we losing for real.
I mean, so the black future is solely at this point in time determined by the future of this country, and we are not taking enough apart in the building, the running of this country, I would say, to have our own place, space, and because people come from other countries, come here and build a life for each other, build a whole empire for their whole family.
Sure do.
We've been
Indians,
here
Chinese.
stuck on government assistance. We waiting on the government to pay us back because they owe us for 400 years of slavery for sure. So we thinking, oh, they gonna pay us back for that 400 years of slavery we did. Man, they not finna pay us back. We not finna get no mule. We not finna get no 40 acres.
Damn, not even a mule?
I see them fighting for reparations at different places and all that. I get it. But we can't depend on that. We have to be able to secure our own future.
I agree.
How many of us can substantially maintain our lifestyle without the assistance of this country? So you know how to grow food.
Hold on, wait a
you
minute.
know how to
Whoa,
shelter
whoa, whoa.
yourself.
I do know how to grow
You know
food.
how to make your own money. You know how to do all this stuff too.
Oh, I thought
so
you
you
was-
don't have to depend on.
I
this
thought you
country
were gonna
for
say
nothing.
without government assistance. What you talking about without the assistance of the
Yeah,
country?
no, I'm talking about the government.
Your boy made a special about that too.
Who there?
Killer Mike.
Okay,
He
yeah,
did a
yeah.
special-
He be talking about that.
yeah.
Him and Dr. Umar be talking about that all the time.
He did an actual
Like,
show though about it. He went out and tried to
mean-
see if he could succeed and live
So
without using the white dollar.
Right. So during the pandemic, I was like, okay, if the social fabric break down, how am I finna survive? And I knew all the white people around me was buying guns. They buying guns. They buying guns. They buying guns. So I started buying guns too. What is y'all planning? Whatever it is, I'm gonna have mine too.
Right.
So
Stay ready.
we're not finna do this. Whatever it is, But I really thought about the breakdown of society and everybody really literally having to fend for themselves without the leadership that's in the country in place. How would it look like?
It'd be chaotic. It would literally be fucking. What's that movie? When they go around killing people, and it's okay for that one day.
Oh, Purge.
It would be the
I fool with the Purge. I've seen every Purge movie.
and the Purge is hard, but that's what it would be like.
So-
if we didn't have any government rule,
Yeah.
if people could
It would be
literally
like
do
Purge.
what they wanted to, it would be like Purge. If
So-
someone got mad at somebody, they do it now when we have laws in place.
Uh,
Imagine if we didn't.
I think that there's
It'd be
no
scary.
black future without unity.
Facts.
Unity.
Facts.
We have no
Marley would
unity.
sing about. I need to see that.
I don't fool with dude. I don't talk to dude. I ain't ready to do nothing with dude. I'm not supporting them. This, that, and the third. Whatever. We not gonna have nothing unless we come together and make something. And those of us who get something, we separate from the rest of us. And I ain't gonna say I don't want to live in the projects either. I don't want to live in the hood either. So as soon as I get my money, I'ma go to the jet. I'ma go to the burbs and
Of
live my
course,
life
of
in
course,
safety because
of course.
that's because we don't even feel safe around each other. We don't feel safe around each other. More black people are killed by black people than any other
I think it
reason in
depends
the
on what
world.
black people you're living next to.
Okay, but even in that, it should
Shit,
be
realistically,
okay.
bro, I don't
How
feel
are we
safe around
gonna
all white
build-
people either.
I don't
I've
either.
been in that
but
situation.
I know that
And I had more problems living out
I'd
there
rather
than with
deal
white people.
with the racism than I'd rather deal with the
Why
inner
racism
city.
racism could lead to tragic shit too.
Statistically, not as much as living in the jet.
Depending on where you live. I've never had a problem with either or, to be honest with you.
I've lived in white neighborhoods, lived next door to a Grand Wizard, and all the most he did was not speak and mean much.
Grand Wizard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Georgia.
But I was in Georgia
That's
for sure. But at the most, he would just not speak.
That's cool.
And you feel me?
Yeah, that's
it
cool.
wasn't danger. I
We ain't
never
gotta be
felt
best
like
friends.
my life was in danger. Not to tell he wanted me to move, and he felt some kind of way. I never even interacted with that family. You know, you could tell which people on the block was racist and which ones were not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just stayed away from the racist people and dealt with the people who wasn't racist, and that was just that. You feel me? So, I mean, Black Future, your future is Black Future. So, you have to become the change you want to see in the world. So we can't speak for all Black people.
Nope.
We can't unite all Black people. We have to start with ourselves and be like, how do we create the future that we want to see in this country? Because that's where we at right now. And what is the future we want to see? Everybody want a Bentley. Everybody want foreign cars, and everybody
Shit, y'all can't even afford
everybody
tickets.
wants stuff from other cultures that we see. And we popularize every other culture. We make stuff popular. We spend the most money on the planet, Black people, and got the least money on the. How do we
See what I'm
spend the
saying?
most
See what
money
I'm
and got the least money? How is
what I'm
that investing in our future?
Exactly. That's what I've been talking about. That's why I said I'm worried. Because
So,
materialistic stuff.
right here on the necessary.
And I don't know if that comes from slavery. What do you think?
I think that our Black history is marked with all kind of struggles, and we got a 400-year back start. You know what I mean?
So we get a
just
little
now,
something
you know what
flat
I
and we
mean?
feel like we're catching up.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I
We
got
feel entitled when we able to buy foreign.
Like, look, nigga,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
know
like
what I
you.
mean?
Yeah.
We've been able to buy houses,
Wanting
cars.
acceptance.
But what do we own? If you own anything, it's in this country.
So do you really own it?
You know? I mean, yeah, you bought it. Yeah, you got it. But at the end of the day,
don't keep waiting for it.
When
You
you
ain't
have a
got it.
fall or something like that, they will come take all
That's
that
why I
stuff
just-
away.
see?
So all you rich Black people that separated yourself from Black people, and you know, you
can
done
come
pissed
on
off,
home.
you done pissed off some white people, and
Y'all
they
come
took
on home.
everything that you had. When you had it, you should have used it to create your
Unity.
own entity. It's a Black city in Georgia, and it's like all Black people. Or it's
Oh yeah, they rich.
Freedomville or something like that.
Yeah, they got some money.
You know what I mean? It ain't even necessarily, it's like middle class people, but they bought up all the land and they built their own community on that.
See, that's
so
smart.
we have to invest in
Do
our
that
own
everywhere.
property. But I feel like Black future, we need our own country.
We need our own planet, bro. Y'all can keep this one.
We need our own country.
No, we need our own planet.
We can't build the Black future that we need in this country, because this country already has its set of laws. It already
Well, what
has
country
it.
they gonna give us, bro? We need to go to
They
the
ain't gotta
planet.
give us nothing. It's so much land on this planet. You mean to tell me it's so much uninhibited stuff? It's just sustainable.
Where are we going at? What continent we gonna be on? It's gotta be on one of the continents. What continent?
I mean, like
I
you
say
said,
Africa.
It gotta be Africa. It gotta be Africa.
Where else would you go?
Yeah. And they need to get all them people out of there that's inhabiting their country that ain't from their country.
Facts.
And you know what I mean? They fighting for that the whole time. Well, really, we need to link up. All my African folks, get them people out your country. Let them
Get
people
people
come
out.
back and let's, make
Can
it
we
shake.
come, please?
We need to make it shake, man. We need to get up out of here. They need to get up out of there, and
Yeah, y'all can have this one. We didn't.
we
already
ain't
did
taking no
everything.
boats though. We need planes, cuz.
Boat to Africa. That's a
Middle Passage, that's how we got here on the
That's a
boat.
long. Yeah, but
We got
that's.
here on the boat. We need planes back.
Did we?
Sorry.
Ooh, did we?
Millions of Africans was transported
Okay,
to the
now
Middle
look. Now,
Passage.
look. Okay, now listen to this. I have some who say different. I have some who say we were already here.
The
Now-
Indians was already here. Native
No,
Americans.
right. Now listen. I need you to watch the documentary I'm talking about.
Okay,
It's
what is it
awesome.
called?
The one about life on the planet. Well, Morgan Freeman,
Where is it on?
Netflix. Morgan Freeman is the one talking. It's about 6 episodes, 3 seasons. Great documentary, right? So In this documentary, at the end, the last show, they literally say, you heard of Pangea? Okay, so Pangea was all one continent at one time, right? So if everything was one whole continent,
that's how Jesus was able to walk everywhere.
we're not gonna get on that story. But anyway, Jesus wasn't walking all across Pangea, bro. Let's just be clear, okay? So Pangea is one continent. If it breaks apart, now all the people who are on Pangea are, let's say, African. Because at the end they say Africa is where everybody in the world has originated from. So if technically we were African in Pangea, right? Pangea is Africa, it breaks apart. All those people are what? Of African descent. Right. Are they not?
Somebody said Africans don't like black Americans.
That's not true. This white people don't like black Americans, and they got white people who do like black Americans.
And then somebody said we was never on a boat. We was on the middle passage.
See what I just told you. See, they're talking about what I... No, but listen. They're talking about what I just said.
We are the Indians.
See, I told you.
We are not the Indians.
Well, so you don't agree with what I just said? If Pangea, right, y'all, was all one continent at one time, because everything was one, had earthquakes. So if everybody is Pangean, which they said was Africa, but it wasn't called Africa at the time, right? It was called Pangea. If it all breaks apart around the world, where did you descend from? Pangea, which is known as Africa. Because at the end, they even said everybody originated from the continent Africa. Once it all broke up into different parts of the world, it got colder in this part. They called it Europe. It got colder over here. They called it Antarctica. It was warmer over here. They called it South America. But everybody originated from Pangea at one point. You see what I'm saying? So technically, if every continent broke up from this big continent, there were Africans in the United States. I don't look like a Pangean. And they was called Native Americans, but they originated from Pangea, Africa, and they were dark. And some of them had wide noses.
I passed through New Mexico.
Bro, yes.
It was the Native Americans.
Not the New Mexican ones. We're not talking about the ones from Mexico.
Those are the Native Americans that was here.
And they originated from
America.
Everybody. And where did the people from America come from? Because America was not America.
Okay, so we ain't got into the past, but future. Let's go.
Don't play with me.
Forget where we came from. Where are we?
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Man, we
where
get together.
Are we going?
And I love my black people. I love
Let's
y'all.
talk about it.
I love y'all.
Leave some comments. Leave some statements. Leave some suggestions.
We need to love ourselves though, for real.
We need to know where we are going, because if we don't decide where we going, they're gonna decide for us.
They already decided for us.
They already been deciding for us for all these. There's so many things that play and so much stuff against us. We need to decide for ourselves, where are we going as a people, because we seem to forget that we are a group of people. We so individualized, and we so sexualized, and we so exploited, and we so, you know what I mean, used, and we so directed, and we so all these different things. We so woke, but still still trapped inside of this matrix that we all other trapped. You can be woke if you want to, but if you're not getting the rest of us out of this matrix, you woke by yourself.
Right. So how do you get them out? How do we get out the matrix?
How do we get out the matrix?
How?
Well, Neo
took the fucking blue pill or the red pill. Which one you gonna take?
That's how he got in the matrix. How he got out of the matrix.
Did he ever get out the matrix?
He defeated the matrix, and they signed him out. You know what I mean? They reprogrammed him. They reprogrammed.
So basically,
we need reprogram.
So that we need to all be reprogrammed. That's not gonna happen.
It's gonna have to happen.
It's not gonna happen. Niggas don't even want to take the COVID vaccine. You think they're gonna let somebody reprogram them? Like,
because that's a part of the programming, huh? You feel me? I didn't want to take it either.
I took it and I'm just fine.
Look, I took it, I'm just fine too, but it's still a part of the program. But Frisco, tell your people he need to do some research. Okay, research on what?
About Pangea and their origination of where we came from. That's what they talking about.
Well, that's what we here for.
But that's what I tell you.
I ain't claiming to know everything. I'm claiming to talk about.
But you didn't want to believe me. You said you look like you Pangea. You damn right I do.
I wasn't here, so I didn't see it for myself. But
There's
a lot of stuff you can reach from to say that this would happen, that would happen. But
exactly.
Don't none of that really even matter. We here now. Where are we going? Forget where we came from. We already did that. That's why we need to get out of the history and get into the
So stuck in the
future,
past.
because the present we here now. So what we gonna do? Barbecue a meal, do y'all? That's all.
You made your choice of word.
I'm just saying.
I'm hungry.
All we went through.
Should we gotta watch?
So what's the necessary and unnecessary for the black future?
I'm gonna let you go first.
So it's necessary for us to reprogram our minds. It's necessary for us to develop some type of unity. It's necessary for us to normalize making songs about not killing each other and stop killing each other and not kill each other. It's necessary for us to come up with some type of plan for not just ourselves but our people. And it's unnecessary for us to keep depending on this government who utilizes us for votes and utilizes us to make things popular and utilizes us for wars and utilizes us for whatever they want to utilize
Sports.
us for. It's unnecessary for us to keep acting like we don't need to develop our own entity, wherever that may be. That's fine.
I'm speechless. Necessary. Realistically, I want to say, I think if we learn a trade. Well, you know, that's what my dad always say. But
like electricity and all that.
I mean, no, but seriously,
yeah,
the more hands-on you are without having to rely on someone else to do things,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Because I really wish I would have did that. My dad always told me that. Like, learn how to do this, learn how to do that, learn how to do this.
I mean, I feel like it's all of us. We have different talents and different qualities enough to make our own society.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
it's enough of us that have trades. We
Right.
don't have to necessarily know that trade. You know what I mean? It's black people that know how to do. The first black person to do this. The first black person. Man, we started doing that. We know how to do everything. When are we going to do it for ourselves and not for this country?
That's what I'm
and
saying.
stop being the first black person to do this and the first black person to do that, and be the black person that does it for the black people.
Or teaches the next black person how to do it,
You feel me?
so then they can teach the next black person how to do it, and the next, and so on and so on.
But I ain't interrupting you, sir. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, I mean, just having more options, you know what I mean, on income and survival. I think that's one of the things we definitely need to work on. Unnecessary, the killing, man. That it's outrageous.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody kills within their community, but when your community is like this big compared to everybody else's, and then you just see it shrinking, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we are the majority of the world. So when you look at our numbers depleting, and then don't everybody shoot me, when we do mix, you know what I mean, with other races, we're not gonna really have much left in the future. That's just how shit works. If you got a full glass of milk, you know what I'm saying, you pour half of it into a cup and pour water into it, it's now water and milk. And if you take that same dilution of milk and you pour it into another cup and more water into it, now it's really not milk. You see what I'm saying?
I know.
So, I'm not going to say, you know, not to marry or sleep with someone of a different race, but when you take all those things into consideration, it doesn't help build the black community at all.
All right. Well, we need your comments. We need your likes. We need your follows. We need your input. I need to do more research, apparently, so because my opinions is not based in fact. I don't care. They opinions. And this is what I feel. This is what I see. This is what I think. But tune into the Necessary and Unnecessary podcast. Yeah.